There you go, little ones. There you go. There you go. Delightful. Good munch. Good morning, Drew. How's it going? Got something on your face, Fifi. What is that there? What is that? Sorry. I'm good, thank you. I actually woke up at a decent time today. Managed to get some okay sleep, which is nice to get in before it starts getting like super warm again and sleep deserts me. Good morning, Genius. Good morning, Hang. Morning, Emma. How's it going? How is everyone? It does feel like it's heating up today, which is actually quite nice because I will be morning, Kate. I will be going to the float pod thing today, and I'll be washing my hair and then going into the office. So I'm hoping that the sun will be nice enough for it to dry a little bit, not just be absolutely soaking. So fingers crossed. Good morning, David and Annie. Morning, Revan. I am having the sensory float. Yeah, well, the lack of sensory, I should say. Sure, Dick, thank you very much for the 8 months. Good morning. How you doing? How's it going? Yeah, I realised I'm slightly worried. Morning, Saf. Morning, Mazaira. Good morning, Joe. I realised that I didn't put a bunny stream on the schedule for Wednesday morning. And I was like, I do have time to do one, so I'm going to do one. But then part of me worries that, is it because there's something that I've forgotten that I'm meant to be doing right now? Like, is there something? Is there a reason that I couldn't do this? So if I remember halfway through and suddenly have to leave, or someone turns up at the house, I'm pretty sure that I said I wouldn't because I wasn't sure what time Kirsty's getting down. But the float, oh no, wait, it's because originally I think she was going to be getting down earlier and we were floating at 9:30. So I was like, well, I don't have time for bunny stream, but it's not until the afternoon now. So it might have been that. But hopefully there's not a reason why I shouldn't be here. Morning, Ducky. I went to the office without my dog yesterday and spent the whole day going to meetings feeling like I'd forgotten something important. Oh, that's nice that you can usually take them with you. That whole discussion about getting ready for the pod was so unhinged. I'm very nervous about it. But you know what? It's a new experience. So that will be... Either way, it'll be something. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. Did I say morning pizza? Good morning pizza. But yeah. And then today is the, Yog's birthday stream. So there'll be some special things on that. Lots of people chatting about how they got onto Yogs, which should be nice. It's going to be a day of lore, learning about everyone's character arc. Good morning, Nick. Morning, Palin. So that should be nice. Ted, thank you very much for the 55 months. 11 whole years of subs. Wait a minute. Is that how it works? Thank you. 11 whole years. My goodness. But yeah, the maths just works. It does. It's as good as my maths on Daggerheart, to be sure. Good morning, Rob. Will there be an enemies to lovers arc today? Oh, I don't know. Who would be the Yogscast enemies for that to happen? Is there anyone with a... well, actually, that would have to be Lydia and Ravs, I suppose. They're the most rival that I can think of. I can't think of anyone else having a particular rivalry. But yeah. Boop, boop. There we go. Fifi, you're not getting any of the ice pod if you're there. Kirsty and Rithian, true. An argument rivalry, the whole first floor, ground floor rivalry. That could be that. For what podcast? It's for Comfort Zone. Kirsty and I are going to the healing pods. Healing pods? I read Rosaira saying healing powers, and it just turned into healing pods into my head. Into the sensory deprivation pods. The float pods. Yeah, we'll be doing a little Comfort Zone episode on it. Depending, well, I say little, I guess it depends. We might lie there for an hour and have, absolutely stuffed full with dreams. Might be the longest episode yet, but I imagine I'm going to, not recording while floating, we'll record it afterwards. Because I guess otherwise the senses would not be deprived. They'd be very much in full force. But morning exec, and also good morning cosmic. I just worry that good morning, Zarek. Yeah, I mentioned yesterday about doing a bunny stream today, but I never bothered changing it on the schedule. So it's just a surprise. But I will. Yeah, I'm sort of worried that I'm going to just be stressed for an hour. Who was I talking to? I was talking to Mark about this the other day. I was saying how no noise or quiet, relaxing, quote unquote, relaxing music makes me feel very on edge. Like, I was saying about the difference between the two massages that I've had, where one was in like this nice little spa and it was all candles and incense and relaxation music, and I never felt relaxed. Whereas when I was in the other place that was really noisy and had the loud sea shanties, I felt the most relaxed I've ever felt. I need like big noise. Not all the time, but just in like those sorts of situations. So the idea of just lying in a quiet pod for an hour with my own thoughts, I'm quite scared to go through that, but maybe it'll be fine. And if I had like a little speaker or something, I might be able to 10 hours of silence only broken by the sound of a metal pipe. Yes. I have heard that introverts like calm music and less stimulation. Extroverts do better with stimulation. I'm afraid to say you've been diagnosed with extrovert. Well, I think the thing is, for me, I think I put it down to being a youngest child. Because when I was little, for years and years and years, every time I went to bed, I would still hear all the noises of the house, because everyone else would still be up, because there's like 4 years and 6 years between me and my siblings. So I was, I would be going to bed a lot earlier. So now there's noises that I find comforting are like, if you're in a restaurant and there's lots of people talking, I find that really cozy. Like, just the noises of people moving about, going about their day, chatting away, that sort of murmur of conversation in the background. Like, that is for me, my like, this is nice. Where I'm not having to engage in conversation, but I can hear life going on. I think that's like the one for me. Whereas, yeah, quietness, no. My worry with that sort of thing is just hearing my tinnitus going mad from that. Yeah, I can appreciate that. I used to think I was an introvert, but I'm definitely an extrovert when I noticed that I prefer a certain level of stimulation. I think I love pub ambient sound. There's some good tracks of that on YouTube. Okay. Good morning, folk. How's it going? I think, like, I just also don't like being left with my own thoughts, because if I tried to get to sleep just by lying there, I lie awake for hours. Like, I literally, I mean, it was a lot worse a few years ago. If I didn't listen to something to get to sleep, I would just lie awake until 8 in the morning and then be like, well, guess I'm getting up then. So I think also having something to listen to in that regard is good. But yeah, I'm an autistic introvert. Silence is my favorite. I love turning off noisy appliances. Feel my shoulders relax. Okay. I mean, I do like the sound of, you know, when there's a power cut and all the humming that you didn't realize you were listening to suddenly just goes, ooh. I do like that sound. That's nice. And I didn't mind it being very quiet when I'm like, when I was away in like Skye and stuff where it is super quiet. That was nice. But things like white noise stress me out. Like Alex finds it very comforting to fall asleep with the noise of like fans and stuff like that. Whereas that, for some reason, I don't mind it in the day, but at night I'm like, ugh. I just can't relax if I'm hearing it. Same with the wind. If it's very windy, that keeps me up. Whereas rain, I like. It's just, yeah, I guess we all have our little foibles. But I don't know if I would describe myself as an extrovert. I don't think I am. I don't know. Maybe... What would be a way to... What would an extrovert do? How do you know? Is there an extrovert test on BuzzFeed that you can take that tells you either way? That's how you diagnose things, right? That's how you diagnose whether you're an extrovert or which Powerpuff Girl you are. No, I wouldn't say I'm particularly outgoing. I do like going out, but I like going out into the woods. So, or what salad item you are, that too. All very important to know. I have Final Fantasy lo-fi playlist I play every night to fall asleep. So there's randomly one dubstep Final Fantasy song in the playlist, so I'll be drifting off before the dubstep wakes me up again. Oh, it's like when I was getting my niece to sleep when she was very little. She must have been 1 or so. Like she was still very small, and we used to put classic FM on, and I put that on, and I finally got her to sleep, and she was honk shoo mimi, and then all of a sudden there was this we buy anycar.com any, and I was just like, well, why would you put that on Classic FM at night? I guess now it's gonna be the blooming Jet2 holidays adverts waking up all the babies that have finally nodded off. What easy. Dear, oh dear. I weirdly enough fall asleep to Lorna Shore, which is like melodic deathcore. The fast drum really relaxed me. Yeah, see, this is the thing. I guess there's like lots of, yeah, there are lots of, everyone finds something different relaxing, I guess is the point I'm trying to make very badly. And for me, apparently, it's sea shanties. I do fall asleep listening to audiobooks, though, but I'm very picky in the ones that I can listen to. Like, I've tried many that haven't helped over the years. Annoyingly, I find Philip Pullman's voice very relaxing to fall asleep to, but some of the things in the book not relaxing in some of his dark materials. So I listened to, he wrote, oh, what was his book called? There's a book he wrote about writing, and I listened to that one. That one was really nice to fall asleep to. But I've not listened to that in a while. Things read by Stephen Fry, apart from Rowdy, thank you very much for the 42 months. This stream is relaxing. Everyone go back to bed. I will read you a story. Go back to bed. I didn't find it relaxing when Stephen Fry read Sherlock Holmes, because he puts on such a voice for it that I simply could not fall asleep. When I was at uni in my first year, I used to fall asleep to, is it Nausicaa? The Ghibli film, but the dubbed, which has Patrick Stewart's voice, and that was very cozy. And there's Jane Austen books that I like to fall asleep to, but annoyingly, the sound levels on them are not the best. So it'll be like you'll be listening to it and you'll be nodding off, and then all of a sudden they put music between the chapters, and that music will come on and it'll be super loud and not fit in with the tone of the book. And that sometimes wakes me up, which is you have to try and fall asleep between chapters. But I just finished listening to Stephen Fry reading Heroes, and before that Mythos, and I'll get back round to those eventually, but because I just finished them, they're having a buffer with Sense and Sensibility at the moment. But into my last message, it played the same Comfort Zone 3 times, and that was my sleep. Cersei by Madeline Miller is really relaxing. Listen, I was thinking about that recently, whether I should check any, because I tend to only listen to books that I've already read, so that could be a good one. Good morning, Owls. How's it going? Because otherwise it's finding that balance of not wanting to be like intrigued enough to listen in, but to just sort of like let the story wash over you. So there's a lot of like Terry Pratchett books that I'll re-listen to. But annoyingly with the Terry Pratchett books, I only like listening to the Tony Robinson read ones, and those tend to be like very abridged. So they will only be like a couple of hours long. And also he can be quite shouty in some of them. Like at the beginning of is it Light Fantastic? When they're running up to the roof. It's either Light Fantastic or Colour of Magic, but they run up to the roof, all the wizards, and they're shouting a spell. And that bit always makes me like, huh? Whenever I'm trying to nod off to it. But yeah. Audiobook people, do you listen to books at a faster speed than normal? My aunt does that and it seems wild to me. No, I feel like that would not help. I guess it depends if you're listening to actually listen to the book. Because some people do that with YouTube videos, right? Doesn't Simon do that? Does Simon watch YouTube videos at like a quicker speed? But yeah, sometimes listening to books in other languages is helpful. She won't pick up on words, it's just like noise. Ah, that could be good. Maybe that would help with my language learning as well. If I listen to a book, I could listen to children's books in German. Might. But then again, I'd probably be tuning into it because I'd be thinking like, oh, I know that word. I need to try and understand the sentence. But that could be a good way to help with listening to things conversationally as well. The only thing I can do at 2 times is training videos. When I was working at the vet, every now and then we used to have to watch training videos and there was no way to skip and there was no way to fast forward, and you just had to, even though you would know the answer, you would just have to watch the entire thing. And you used to have to take so much time off just to do these blooming videos. Oh, dear, oh dear. And it wasn't really anything in particular that was relevant to my job either. It would be things like GDPR, which as someone, I was just a PCA, so I didn't have to actually, I wasn't client facing at all. I didn't have to deal with client information. So I was like, I don't need to do this. but yeah. It could have been it's relevant to everyone's job. I mean, yeah, I guess so in a way. But it took time out of my day of cuddling animals. Yeah, I like doing the cuddling part, not the computer part. GDPR Osifer, she might be biased. I mean, I guess I had vague access to be able to look up people's information if I had have wanted to. Like, there was a computer there, but I didn't ever need to. But yeah, we did do. I mean, the weirdest training video I ever had to do was when I worked at the BBC. And they showed you like a video of someone being shot. And you're just like, oh, jeez. I can't remember why. But I didn't get shot the whole time I worked at the BBC. So, I guess it worked. So, whatever training I had, it paid off. Yeah, that was an odd one. I'm trying to think what other weird training I would have had. I mean, I liked having the relevant training, like getting to do animal handling and stuff. That was good. Show with the camera, right? Yeah. Yeah. But the BBC would also show you those, the sort of like old school, don't fly your kite near the power line style videos. I remember watching some of those as well and just being like, okay. But yeah, when I did my animal handling training, we got to practice with this big cuddly toy dog. So that was another interesting one. But it was good to know. Tea. It's Cosy baby boy. How did we even get on to... Oh, we were talking about listening to audiobooks. I remember. I would like to find a new audiobook to listen to, because I have re-listened to a lot of them many times now. So it would be good to throw a new one into the mix. But I'm just really picky about the voices that read them. They have to have they have to be the right sort of tone and accent for me to Cosmic, thank you. Hello, Anhole. The schedule, I thought that Kirsty was gonna be here earlier than she actually is, so I thought I wouldn't have time for a bunny stream. But then I realised that I do, because I think she's not getting here until 12:30. So yeah. I snuck one in. Tee-hee. Because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do an afternoon stream tomorrow. So remember this extra one when you're angry about that. Yeah, Kirsty's going down for... So there's like a special Yogscast stream today that people are popping in for. To... I don't know when she's in the office, but she'll be in the office at some point, I suspect. But we're also doing a sensory deprivation tank today. And I don't think she's in for the Joining Yogs one. I think there's like the car boot sale. Well, it's not a car. Studio boot sale. After that. I assume she'll be popping in for that one, because the other one's 11 till 2. And she's getting here at 12:30, and then we're going to be floating in a tank for all of that time. Pretty much. So yeah, I assume she's joining the one after. But I don't know. But that's the one that I might be popping into, because I said I couldn't do anything any earlier. But yes, for a minute I thought you said she was coming to your flat, and I was going to say get her in a buns tree. No, she won't be here for a couple hours yet. But I am floating in a tank, fully clothed. Well, I'm gonna suss the layout first, and also I'm gonna ask how they, like, if you fall asleep, how they wake you up. And then maybe I'll decide what to wear. Check the exits, yeah. Tea. Most deprivation tanks turn the lights on gently and play music at the end of the session. See, this is what I'm wondering about, because I'm worried, like, what if you go in there, like, full nudie, and then you fall asleep, and then they have to come in and wake you up? Like, that seems bad. Whereas if there's, like... Although I can't imagine that I will fall asleep. I don't think I would get that relaxed that I would be able to fall asleep floating. Sorry, Gerry, I was stealing your floof. And my worry is that I think they might offer to play quiet music, and I'm going to be like, oh no. Oh no. I wish I had like a little speaker and music on my phone, but I don't have any music on my phone, even if I did. Also, don't get the water in your eyes. Yeah, very salty. Don't drink it. Don't rub it on your face. Apparently it's about 10 inches deep. As So, oh, bye-bye, Revan. Thank you for stopping by. Good morning, Pyro. So when I've been in her settings on those, you can change light settings. I think there was an option for music as well. Ah, okay. Yeah, I think it says something in the FAQ about, like, you can bring a little speaker with you if you want, but just don't play it super loud, I guess, because of the other people floating around you. But yeah. Do you recommend a swimming cap too? I don't imagine I'll be able to find a swimming cap that could contain my hair. To be fair. But I will be washing it straight away afterwards. So hopefully it'll be fine. But yeah, it was bad enough when I was little trying to get my hair in a swimming cap, let alone now, when it is quite beastly. Tea. But I don't even know what I would listen to if I could listen to stuff. I'm stealing floof from Gerry's tail. And I've got away with it so far. His tail has been super scruffy recently. And I've realised now it is just because he's molting. Yeah, just unwritten on repeat for an hour. That would be my most relaxing thing. War of the Worlds would be an adventure. I remember there was a time I was staying with a friend of mine and I said that, like, oh, I struggle to sleep without audiobooks. And he was like, oh, I just got this new audiobook. I can put that on. We can listen to that. And he fell straight asleep. And it turned out he'd put on War of the Worlds. And I was just lying there, wide awake, just listening to, like, bam, bam, bam. I was like, okay, thank you, I guess. Expelliarmus, thank you very much for the 2 months. Subscribing for the ones. A just cause, my liege. Very good reason to subscribe. Bum, bum, bum. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. The chances of anything coming to Earth or from Mars, I can't remember, are 1,000,000 to 1. Oh, she got that long leg. Look at that. I love it when they stretch their little leggies. Tea. Boo boo boo. Boo boo boo. Got an H.G. Wells folio book recently. Has those cool cloth covers. Ah, nice. Nice. I was on buses for over an hour, I think, yesterday, and I didn't do any reading. Just so naughty of me. I don't even know why. I think I kept distracting myself with just random things on my phone, doing terrible scrolling when I should have done a read. Okay, I think I've tidied up his tail a little bit now. The Century Pods are in Bristol. Yeah, they're at the bottom of College Green. They're just there. So very central, if centre is easy to get to. I had some serious rain today. I want the rain to happen here. But apparently we're getting back into the stinky warm time, which is going to be tough this weekend, I think. College Green is surely a euphemism for weed. No, it's at the bottom of Park Street, and it's opposite the cathedral. It's difficult to spot because I think it's inside a furniture store. So I guess it doesn't have like a big obvious sign out the front. Near Swoon. I'll tell you who it's near Pot Pot. Would you believe? Had rain in Cornwall recently and the air pressure is lovely right now. Oh, we've just got warm. I wonder if I meant to eat anything before going. Like, is it bad to... Like, what's the most relaxing? To have a full tum-tum? I'm also worried that I'm going to need to wee at some point. Because if I'm just floating in water, I'm probably going to be thinking about pee. I feel like I'm not going to get the most out of this experience because of just being a very on-edge, nervy person. And things designed to help you relax don't tend to work. Oh. This technique to distress you is sounding very distressing, yes. Surely beans on toast is fine before floating? Maybe. Oh, I could go for a beans on toast. I was really miffed the other day because I did beans on toast and I did half a tin, saved the other half, and then I put it, like, it got moved to the back of the fridge and it was out of sight, out of mind, and I forgot. And now I'm like, oh, is it too late? Is it too late to go back for the other half of the tin now? I think it might be. I was intending to have it the very next day, but I think I've left it too late. The beans may have perished. They may have been. There has beans now. No longer beans. But I do have more tins of beans I can just open. Save myself the worry. So long as it looks fine and doesn't smell. See, this is the problem. I don't really have a sense of smell. So I worry. I'm always like, if ever I'm worried about bread, I'm like, my snifter is snootling so close to that bread because I don't trust myself. I have to Hemkin snorf it. Roll the dice. I'm going to have to make a perception check to see if I notice any mold in the beans. Are you allowed to bring flotation devices? Well, they do say that they provide like a little float pillow for you, for your head. So I guess if you get enough of those, you'll get, you know, if you just ask for like 10 float pillows and put them on various parts, you might be able to just be more buoyant. What if you drink like pop? If you drank a pop before, would that make you more floaty? Would you still have, do the bubbles in pop, do they pop in your throat, or do you have bubbles in your stomach when you've drank pop? How does it work? Can we ask Dr. Simon? I wonder if he's in the office today for the special thing. Probably not. But would drinking a pop make you more buoyant? Wait, in the Willy Wonka, when they're floating because they're full of bubbles, they have to burp to be able to get down again. So that would imply that the bubbles are in you until they are released. Willy Wonka is very, very scientific. So I think as long as you drank it and then just didn't allow any of it to release, you would be. But then what if you suddenly did burp and it just shot you down to the bottom of the pod? You just sank. Also, it's only 10 inches deep. So how big is 10 inches? Wait, I'm going to look at my leg. Oh, I didn't mean to scare you, baby boy. Oh, it was Fifi running over. Oh, schnuffs. I set off a schnuff. I know. I'm trying to think, if I was on the bottom of a pool, would 10 inches be enough? 10 inches would be enough to cover you, right? A human head must be... I can't picture it. I'd have to lie next to a ruler. Hello, Katie. Katie, how tall do you think, if you're lying down, how tall do you think the human head would be? Like, wait, if I imagine it on the ground, like 8 inches? Maybe? To the nostrils? Technically you can drown in a puddle. But like, if you had your head, like the back of your head in the puddle, how deep could the puddle be? The 10 inches is a big Subway sandwich size, or is that different? I've never had a Subway, so I don't know. Oh yeah, if it's a foot long, so that'd be 12. Anyone available to measure their head? I remember once I walked in on my parents weighing their heads to see whose head was heavier. But there was no measurements involved. So I can't remember. Either way, I'm sure it's going to be fine. Because that's why they fill it with salt, to make it extra buoyant, so that you do float more. Maybe it'll be fine. I feel like I've oh, hang on, let me get you snotty boy. There we go. That's not what they were doing. Wait, what? What do you mean? Come on in, JD. Oh my gosh, what is happening out there? Some sort of Lightning McQueen argument. I'm in a lot of pain, so please have the bunnies entertain me. Oh, they're being very snuggly today, which is nice. Nice. I thought that was outside of my house. Maybe we're neighbours on Hall. Did you ever think about that? Did you ever think to meet your neighbours? There's an episode of Green Wing where the admin ladies weigh their boobs to see how much it costs to post them. Measure my head. It's a little over 8 inches back to nose. Okay, so you could drown backwards in a 10-inch puddle. That is... theoretically, but I don't think it would happen. One of the FAQ questions is, wait, the Q stands for question. One of the FAQs is that would, like, are you likely to roll over whilst you're there? And I think even if you fell asleep, I feel like it would be really difficult to roll over accidentally in water. I feel like that's going to be like, it would take a lot of effort to do that. It's not like rolling over in bed. 10 inches is quite a lot for a puddle, or hardly anything if you're a fan of Vicar of Dibley. It's quite a shallow puddle. Aging myself with references. Gerry, is that comfortable? I feel like his head can't be resting very much if he's got his little head up there. But oh well. But yeah, either way, I can't see me getting relaxed enough to fall asleep. But maybe my dad genuinely had the Vicar of Dibley puddle thing happen to him. Oh my gosh. You just never know. They're tricksy, those puddleses. It might be that maybe I'll get into the pod and it's the most relaxed I've ever been. You know, maybe I will have found my thing. Maybe the reason that I don't know how to relax in everyday life is because I've never been in a pod. And maybe I'll get there and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I have returned to womb. This is the most relaxed I've ever been in my life. It could happen. And then I'll have to go back every week just to get that same high. And everyone will be like, why is Brownie so relaxed? And I'll be like, oh, didn't you hear? She started doing pod. She's on the pod once a week now. I think you should take the speaker with shanty music. I don't have a speaker. That's the... Gerry, how is this boy? Is that comfortable in any way? This little guy. Become the speaker. Maybe. I mean, I don't have any sort of like... I'm starting to realise that what I think is a normal thing to do is... like in regards to my phone is not normal. Like, do people being you, do you turn the internet off on your phone? Because I found out recently, when my good friend Christopher Yules said to me in the most unbiased way, he was like, I said, oh, sorry, I didn't see your message because I had my phone, I had my internet turned off. And he was just like, yeah, I know you do that, like a freak. I was just like, oh, this is my inkling that maybe this is not a normal thing to do. Where I always turn it off. I'm like, if I am not there, like, if I'm not in a capacity to reply to a message, I don't want the notification for that message. I'll turn on my internet because I am ready to receive. So I'm like, I'm in a space where I can reply to a message. I'll see if I have a message. I'll reply to it and then I'll turn it back off again. Because otherwise I'm going to get rid of the notification because it's going to wind me up. And then that message is gone from my head. I'll never reply to it. It'll be out of sight, out of mind. So I need to only look at messages when I'm ready. It just makes sense. Whereas, like, your modern day wireless operator. Yes. Whereas the thought of, it's like Alex got a smartwatch and I was like, isn't it annoying to have to like turn the internet on your phone just to get a thing on your watch? And he was just like, no, because I just leave it on all the time. It's fine. I was like, oh. Never occurred to me. But in the same way, I have no sort of like, I have no sort of like music things on my phone either. Whereas I get the impression that that's quite a common thing to have, will be people who have Spotify or some sort on their phone. Whereas if I want to listen to a song, I will find it on YouTube and play it that once and then not watch it again. Boop, boop. I've turned off notifications on all apps because, yeah, I've done that with a lot of social media things. Good morning, my love. Hello, Alex. How you doing? Oh, would you like to see your son have his little snacky? Would you like? Your father is watching. You must behave. Wait, come over here, and then come round here. There we go. There you go. You can have breakfast with Dad. Oh. Bye-bye, Poke. Have a very lovely day. Is it getting too far away? There you go. Very good bunnies. Fifi's still checking his mouth in case there's any more. Are you still hungry? You're a hungry lady. Oh. Poor little Fifi. Little kisses. Oh. Oh. I think that's all you're getting, Jer Bear. Look at her, she's wasting away. No, she's so chunky, bless her. My poor little chunky orb. He was like, am I supposed to just have hair like a peasant and not a princess and a wife? Gerry, what are you doing? What's this for, eh? Is that good scrumpling? Look how skinny you are now, you're molting. So skinny. There's nothing to this boy. All ribs and floof. Poor little guy. That's it. You work on that blanket. You get those muscles up. gonna make you big and hench again. Have the buns grunted or thumped lately? Oh, I think Gerry did a little grunt yesterday at Fifi, but that's pretty much every day. He'll grunt at her for one reason or another. It's usually when they get these little tablets that are meant to help with the word has completely left me. Anti-inflammatory. They're basically meant to help with like old bones. But I can't think of the word for them. But they yeah, they always fight over those. Like, I have to be really careful when I give. I will try and give them one that either side of me so that Fifi runs off the other way, because if she passes Gerry at all, he chases her, and then usually when he chases her, he falls over and then looks really sad. And I'm just like, you have the exact same thing. You know, next to a Formula One track today. See, this is also why I have trouble sleeping, because we live next to a main road, and when you're trying to listen to an audiobook, and the audiobook is, and then he turned up and he said in the house, and I'm like, what did he say in the house? So I'll be like, okay, I skip back 15 seconds, and then I'll be like, and then he said party in the house, and I'm like, huh? Wait, what was the first bit? Like, I do have to usually this is why I tend to only listen to audiobooks that I've already heard, because I can be like, oh, he probably said this. But when you're trying to listen to something for the first time, or if there is something that, because occasionally when I'm listening to, like, especially mythology things, there might be something that I've not listened to in a while, and the information does sort of go out of my head a bit. So I'll be like, oh, maybe it'll go in this time. And then if I don't get to hear it, I'm just like, I did undo all of Gerry's hard work on the blankie. But in my defense, he abandoned it to go and cuddle his wife, which is also very understandable. I've been tempted recently, though maybe I should just do it and stop thinking about it. I've been tempted to record myself reading Pride and Prejudice, just purely for the practice of reading, reading out loud. But also, if someone wanted to listen to it, maybe it could just be a thing. Maybe I could be someone's nighttime audiobook. Good morning, Swan. Good morning, Callie. Not that I think I could do that many voices, but I just thought maybe it could be a nice thing. So I've been saying this for ages. I've given up hope. Tell me I won't do it. Gerry, that was such a big snuff. That was a chesty snuff. Hang on, I'm gonna go get him. Hang on, baby boy. Sometimes he goes into panic mode when he snuffs. Oh, have you got it? Oh, big snuff. Oh, baby boy. little boy. He is a poor little boy. Tell you what, should I nebulize you? I think he's got it. Fifi's asking for cuddles. It's like maybe whilst you're cleaning yourself, you could also give me kisses, my humps. No, he's still got more in there. It's okay. It's okay. Fifi. Look at her. He is full of snuffing. Yeah, I'll give him a little nebulize now. See if we can help get that snoof out. Poor little guy. I think it's a mixture of his usual snoofy problems, but also because both of them are molting at the moment. I think he's getting very... Hello! I think he's getting lots of floof tickling his snoot all the time as well. Which isn't helping. It's not helping your little cause, is it? No. To be so snoofy. Oh, well, I guess, slaps dies. I guess it's time for me to head off. And wait for Kirsty to turn up so we can get to the pod. Poor little baby boy. Got animals, P-Flex and Meg. Oh, we can go to the aminals. Go see. Oh, actually, is Yogs live yet? Because aren't they going live at 11? Should we just raid there? Go join the birthday shenanigans. Oh no, Fifi, we've been abandoned. We can raid Yogs. There we go. Fifi. She's so sleepy. Fifi. Oh. Anyway, everyone, enjoyed the Yogscast celebrations today. I will be popping on probably around about 3:30, I think. Just briefly, but it'll be nice to see everyone and watch for the whole day, hear everyone's stories. But yeah, I hope that you all have very lovely days, and I shall speak to you soon. One of my legs is really cold because I was on the ice pod. It feels weird. I shall speak to you all soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Sleepy Fifi. Gerry will be back soon. Bye-bye. A boop.